Wife 28 Watts ducked my cousin 23 M while I was at work. Still don't know what to do. Tried leaving but she got on her knees and begged that I didn't. She said she was on Xanax and wouldn't have done it if she were sober. My cousin doesn't know I know. I want to beat the living acid out of him. Because all I ever did was love and support him. He has major mental depression issues. But I won't touch him, I'm not that dumb. She only confessed because we were all hanging out drinking, singing rock songs on karaoke when another cousin said they were gonna go pick him up. I said fine, but he better not start problems. He gets aggressive when he drinks. So like 2 hours later he calls me. I don't answer because I was in the middle of a song. Cousin never shows up. The next day my wife tells me she did stuff with him and couldn't let me hear it from anybody else, so she told me before my cousin did or some essay. What to do? I'm not a perfect husband, but I've never cheated on her. I work full time and pay every bill she's had in the last 7 years. We have a 3-year-old that I'd hate to mess her up mentally with split up parents around Christmas time. What to do? Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, not her blaming drugs SMH. Cheaters refuse to take accountability because the entire truth is a lot uglier. Redditor follow-up. Cheaters always blame something else for their cheating. They feel the guilt and have to suppress it. The sickest thing is that they then blame you, the betrayed spouse, when it gets tough for them and they can't suppress their guilt any further. Redditor 2, either she willing has time or she needs to file charges against him. Don't let her make excuses for her poor and selfish choice. Op answer, she said he made the move on her, but because of her being intoxicated she went with it. What bothers me most is she only told me when she thought someone else was about to. This happened 2-3 months ago. Redditor 3, this is a mess. Talk to an attorney about a divorce. This will live in your mind for years. Her excuse does not work. She knew what she was doing when she chose to have time with your cousin. The problem is you only found out now. How many other times have they hooked up? Has she had time with other men she is not telling you about? The problem is cheaters will lie. They will only tell you what they think you already know. You need to tell your friends and both families about her and your cousin affair. Get tested for STD. You should also consider getting a DNA test for your kids. Redditor 4, you're more likely to mess up your 3-year-old mentally if you stick around an unhappy marriage. Redditor follow-up, what is unhealthy was living with a lying, manipulative cheater. Kids learn from their parents what is acceptable. I would wager your wife's parents cheated, lied, and used excuses. Is that what you want for your kid's life? Have a little one. Divorce will be final soon. They are happier than ever. And I will model a life where these actions aren't accepted. Redditor 5, you should leave and expose both of them to the family. Cheaters depend on others to keep their creepy lives secret. Redditor 6, she cheated on you because she wanted and because she could. Alcohol and drugs aren't any excuse or justification to cheating. She is afraid now of losing her wallet. Your child is too young to remember anything. Just pick your self-respect, pack your acid and leave while throwing the divorce papers on her face. Redditor follow-up, yes, all this, plus, fight for the custody of your child. But make sure you get a paternity test first. Redditor 7, you won't ever trust her again. Don't stay together for the kid, it would be worse for the kid. Block your cousin forever. Gather documents about the cheating. Redditor 8, you're not messing up your life or your child's life. Why do you think that way? You think you divorce her it's your fault? That the whole mess is your fault? WTF. Your wife did this. Are they both mentally handicapped? She's attracted to your cousin? Does she want to go live with him? Tell her, go live with the cousin. You're not going to ever kiss her or have sloppy seconds with her. Are you? She's lying about her drug making her duck him. She wanted to duck him. Geez. Just tell her to go live with him. Stay the F away from him. You going to tell the family about this? Redditor 9, at first comes the understanding and accepting. It is noble of you that you take your kid into consideration, but your wife doesn't care about your kid or how her cheating might affect the kid. She wanted to cheat on you, that was more important to her than anything else. More important than your kid, your marriage and you. She did it because she was on Xanax? Bullshit. Or does that mean that she can take Xanax from now on and cheat on you whenever she wants? Because she was on Xanax, right? So it doesn't matter. She wanted to cheat on you, so she did. Xanax just gave her the excuse she needed to tell you why she did it. Please stay away from alcohol and drugs for now, they won't help you. Send your wife to a doctor so that she makes a pregnancy test and gets tested for STDs. After that, tell your family what they did, so that everyone knows what they are up to and keeps an eye on them when you are not around. Then meet with a lawyer and find out what a divorce would look like for you. Protect your rights as a father, that is what matters most right now. Redditor 10. I always love when cheaters make excuses. This one was hilarious, she was on Xanax. That doesn't mess you up like alcohol and make you slow around lol. You have a 3-year-old daughter. Do you want her to grow up and respect you as a father and a man? Then show her you stand for things like loyalty and self-respect. Divorce ain't easy, but it's easier than living with a snake. Redditor follow-up, Xanax definitely can mess you up like alcohol, but that doesn't excuse it. Xanax lowers my inhibitions significantly and makes me feel like I've had several drinks, but an inebriated person who cheats is someone who would consider it sober. There is no excuse, no diminished responsibility. When someone who would never cheat is inebriated, they still would never cheat. This is not someone you can trust. Redditor 11, your wife is at home raising a kid while you work and doing drugs? What the hell? A 3-year-old needs a loving and caring mother to help them grow. Not a drug addict who lets their young child be exposed to other inappropriate behaviors. Jesus Christ. Get the kid away from her immediately. She is not fit to parent. How could you ever trust her going forward to be alone with your child? And your cousin needs to be out of your life. At least a very long time. Tell your other cousins what he did and tell him to stay the hell away from you. At best, he chose to hit on your addict wife while she was high while your child was present. He's awful too. Protect your damn kid from these people. Redditor follow-up, Xanax is a prescribed medication. She could have been taking it per prescription. Other than that, her story seems to be full of holes. Redditor 12, I've taken Xanax before and it's never made me accidentally fall on someone's DCK. Redditor 13, how did other people know about it? Answer, he was getting picked up to come over and never showed but instead was calling me. She was thinking he was gonna tell me about it first. Redditor 14, you need to find you a pit bull of a divorce litigator and find out your options regarding divorce. Don't allow her to blame the Xanax. Do you need to have her take a polygraph test? If your cousin was going to tell you, that means he was going to tell you the real coffee. Your cousin was going to tell you the real thing, not your wife. She's only trickle-truthing. She's about to start gaslighting you, trying to manipulate you. Everything. Don't let her do none of that, and don't let her control the narrative. You need to expose the affair to your family, and you hold all the cards you need to have your wife to take a polygraph test. That's how you can get the real answers. Have her take a polygraph test and have your cousin take a polygraph test. Redditor 15, probably stay through the holidays for your daughter, but definitely talk to a divorce attorney and listen to your options. A daughter brought up in 2 split homes is better than a daughter brought up in a home with a loveless marriage. She's going to look up to your marriage as an example. Is this the example you'd want to give her? To tell her to stay in a marriage with a man that's willing to cheat on her with her cousin? Redditor 16. Are you positive this is the only incident or the only guy? Redditor follow-up, exactly. He needs to talk to a lawyer and get DNA, STD tests, then go from there. Redditor 17. Your 23-year-old mental issues cousin? What did she find attractive about him? Either she was able to consent, or she wasn't able to consent. It can't be both. Which is it? There was no ramp up to this. No flirting for weeks, months. No timiding. Just this one day was the first time he ever flirted with her? Or vice versa? You tried leaving but she begged on her knees? Begging on her knees paralyzed you from leaving? Let's start saying what is real. I don't know all the other stuff, but you were perfectly capable of leaving if you wanted to. You wanted to stay. As to why, that's fine no matter the reason. Step 1 is to figure out what the heck is going on in that house. Is your wife making kiss face with your cousin day in and day out, or was she taken advantage of when she was unable to consent? I almost completely dismiss the chance that he flirted with her that one day, and that day only, and it led to a time where she was able to consent. I would think either this has been an ongoing situation which finally got full on physical, Or she was really out of it and couldn't consent.